Afternoon, team.
Afternoon,
Hey,
everybody.
everyone.
Welcome. We have a special guest today, Denise Ambrose.
Hello.
We are live at the Lightbox for a Friday afternoon. Have you recovered from Johnny Diesel?
Oh, geez.
That was a great night.
Wasn't that a great night?
Yeah, we all went.
I was sloshed.
I've never seen you that drunk
Oh, I
before.
was pissed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had fun.
I get very pissed.
He rarely lets his hair down.
Oh, I know. Sharon
So
Belly.
Sharon, hey Leanne, how you feeling, Leanne? Are you recovering well?
Oh, I hope that back.
Yeah,
neck,
that
back.
was
back.
pretty shock
This-
back. Yeah, I think it was pretty quick and unannounced. So
Don't take long, those things, eh?
yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's so much coming up in Gladstone in the next month.
Talk us through it. What's going
Well,
on?
I've just seen posters all over town for Under the Trees down at Boyne Island's coming up. There's the what do you call it? Mission to Seafarers Cruise is coming up. There's trivia nights all over town. Yeah, they were careful with the chairs.
Trivia nights.
Yeah, there's
Christine Q. Hello,
There's
love.
also
How are
a
you?
special walk down at
Happy
Out of
Friday.
the Shadows walk down at East Shores in early September, I think it is, just to make people more aware of suicide. Out of the Shadows, so that will
Talk
be,
us through that. What's out of,
I actually just
what's out of
saw
the
it.
shadows?
Yeah, Out of the Shadows. So it's actually it's a march down at East Shores.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I was just reading about it before actually because it's the 2019 Out of the Shadows walk.
Right. Is this something that's done everywhere, or?
There for everybody, Out of the Shadows. So it's down at East Shores Precinct on Sunday the 8th of September from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. And there's tickets on the Facebook page event.
Hello, Belinda.
Through Eventbrite. It's a short remembrance and reflection gathering, walking from darkness into the light to remember people who have lost their lives to suicide and people that it's affected. So,
What a great strategy.
it's a really
So
great.
did we just walk around East Shore still?
I think
Is that
so.
the story?
I think
They'll have
it's-
a course or something.
There'll be something, there'll be stuff on. Tonight is the Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Is that in
tribute.
here?
It's at the tavern.
What's at the tavern?
Yeah, there's heaps on at the entertainment centre. There's posters everywhere.
Holy dooly, there is.
Out of town this week is
Troy
the
Cassidy.
Yeah, I was just looking at all the country singers
He's
there.
a good, he's a good
The
rugged
Gimpy
looking
Music
man.
Muster's on this week.
He's a good looking
Gimpy Music Muster. He is Troy Cassidy. That never changes. I don't reckon he ages.
Who's the Rhinestone Cowboy?
I don't know. I think
Darren
that's
Fogger.
Rhinestone Cowboy. Hi. Oh, that's good, Leanne. I'm glad you're recovering well. I know you had a little bit of stuff to get through. So, but yeah, there's heaps of stuff on around town. So just always check your events on Facebook. So, and Denise is at a lot of them.
That's right.
And
Is that
catch up with these guys.
Does that
A
mean
busy
you're
life,
fucking
you have a lot of
Why did you get a
flexibility.
drink? Did you get a drink?
That's so do. I've just tried to drink. Thank you.
Did you?
So we just wait for a few people to come on. We're talking today about network marketing, businesses, and also leadership with Denise Ambrose. So Denise, do you want to give us a quick rundown on what your company is and what you actually do?
I'd love to, Ross.
that's
Thank
great.
you so much for having me on today.
You're welcome.
And thank you everyone who's joining us live and people that are going to be watching this back in the future.
You
So
are
exciting. What's
tagged in
going on
this, so
here?
your page, your video, live video. So
Fantastic.
So what is-
I do lives.
yeah, heaps
I
of
do
lives. She's
I
very
love
good
doing
with
lives.
Facebook. We'll talk about that a bit later. So
Absolutely.
you sell some little magic pills, don't
So
you?
I'd actually love to sharing my story, if that's okay, and how I got into this and
Oh,
kind of how it all
don't say
started.
too much because we're going to ask questions. So
Oh.
just introduce your business, and then
Okay.
otherwise you'll wreck our questions and what we'll talk about.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
So yes, I do. I've partnered with a health and nutrition business, which has been in Australia for 21 years now, and it's literally changed my life.
Really?
As
the
far as
name
my
of the
health
business?
goes, it's Juice Plus.
Juice Plus.
Juice Plus.
Juice
Yeah.
Plus.
And Juice Plus Australia, it's head office down in Newcastle, in New South Wales, in a beautiful
Is
place
it an
down
Aussie
there.
business?
It's an Australian branch of it. Yeah, it's actually worldwide in 30 different countries.
So how long's the company been around for?
It's been around 50 years with the
Wow.
same founder, and in Australia, 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
50 years.
50 years. Yeah,
That's incredible.
and the
Wow.
same founder. His name's Jay Martin.
One person sitting at the top of it.
He started the vision. He started with water filters. Can you believe? And the company reinvented itself when this new product came along 25 years ago and 21 years in Australia.
So their obvious focus is healthier living
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about these magic capsules that you sell.
So they're just a really simple way. So everyone needs more fruit and vegetables. So it's a really easy way to bridge the gap. And I've just been having a coffee catch up with Amelia, and we were talking about people's health and how people are on prescription medications that are kind of masking what's going on in the background.
So that's Amelia Dewey,
Yeah.
our local amazing,
amazing
surgeon
amazing
and
surgeon.
She's surgeon, that lady you're talking
breast cancer specialist
Breast
surgeon.
cancer.
She does reconstruction and mastectomies and
When are we getting her on?
Oh, we will
you
get
need
her
to
on.
have her
Yeah,
on.
we so need. Everybody
She's
knows Amelia.
amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
She's operated on a lot of my friends. She's
Oh,
actually
she's right.
doing a
Madeline?
procedure on my daughter. What did she say next week?
Next
Next
week.
Thursday. So
Procedure.
she does a lot of she's getting a gastroscopy because she's had some stomach issues. So she does a lot of surgeries in town. We're very blessed to have her in Gladstone, aren't we?
Absolutely, amazingly blessed.
She's
Learn
So
something
along
new
those
today.
lines, it's about
Hey Greg.
Greg.
I know who Greg is. Greg's your
Greg will be.
amazing partner.
He's my partner, about to be my fiance. Well, he's my fiance, about to be my husband in October. So
Oh
that's a bit
wow,
exciting.
that is exciting.
Yeah.
Good on you, Greg. Did the deed.
So he's probably having a beer right now. So enjoying.
Is there
watching
fruit
this.
in beer?
Yeah, absolutely. There's lime. Yeah.
How did he propose?
In Paris.
Oh,
Yeah, last year. A bit romantic.
He's a real romantic,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Absolutely.
Sykesy.
So yeah, but back to the health issue that we were talking about. So many issues are caused by lifestyle choices, and Amelia and I were talking about the fact that so many people get prescribed things to mask what's actually going on, rather than looking at the root cause. And a lot of it is down to nutritional choices. You know, Hippocrates had it right. Let food be thy medicine. Hippocrates. Let food be thy medicine. Have you heard that one? Yeah, and it's fruits and vegetables. Yeah, fruits and vegetables are the answer. And
So
we've got an easy
basically,
solution.
so the capsules contain everything that's in your fruit
Fruit
and veggies,
and
but you
vegetables.
don't have to eat a major amount of them to get the effect.
The clever thing about them is that I don't know about you, but I don't generally eat the peel of an orange, unless it's like a little bit of the fruitcake. But 90% of the phytonutrients in fruits and vegetables are in the skin.
The actual skin.
The actual skin.
Wow.
So these products are pulped whole, including the skins.
Oh wow.
And then they're reduced to a powder form, keeping the enzymes alive. They're dehydrated at a really low temperature. And then, we're supposed to eat 2 fruits, 5 veggies a day for optimal health, and they've upped it to 9 fruit and 13 veggies.
What?
Every
9?
day. Yep.
We're supposed to eat 9 pieces of fruit.
Yep.
I couldn't do that just
No,
because of the
I couldn't
size of my
either.
stomach.
Go and speak to
Well,
the
that's
keto
a
people.
really good
Reason to use them.
reason to use them,
Yeah.
because you get the nutrients without the bulk. Yeah. And
Greg's
also,
just saying, what a bloke. He's given
What a
himself a
bloke.
plug.
yeah.
Good on you, Greg.
So even, the quality of the fruits and veggies we eat these days in Australia, the soil's not the best. We've got in drought situation.
Yeah.
We don't know what pesticides are sprayed on the stuff we buy from the supermarket.
And a lot of
or
it's from overseas, and we don't know how it was, if
Right.
it's gas ripened and all
They
that.
sit
So
them in some
Storage
shipping
for 6
container
months.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and we get 'em.
sometimes they reckon by the time it hits the supermarket, it was picked months ago,
Yeah.
and it's just been,
So how come it only lasts a week in the fridge then?
well, probably because of all the crap that's in it. Because my
Yeah.
parents grow a lot of their own fruit, and it lasts a whole lot longer than the stuff you buy in the supermarket.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So our products just are a solution to that issue. But people aren't getting enough fruits and veggies, and we need
Right.
more.
Good. Great.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, how has it changed your health? And how long have you been on it?
It'll be 3 years next month. And I'm about to turn 55, and I have never felt more healthy in my whole life. I've always been into health and into fitness, because I was a health and PE teacher.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was my
really?
industry, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I've never felt more energetic. Greg, who's watching here, was my guinea pig when we first started taking these products.
Greg's
And
a little Energizer bunny, I have to say,
He
both
is.
of you. You're
He
always
is.
out. You're always out and positive and pumped and
Yep.
happy and yes.
Wow.
And having said that, though, Greg is still the same weight that he was when he was in his 20s, and he's always been into sport, but he had cholesterol that was going up, and had been going up for 10 years. And he
Cholesterol's
tried all of
definitely
the
not a
things.
weight issue.
It's
is
not a
it?
weight issue,
Cholesterol. I
no.
know a lot of thin people who've got cholesterol issues
No.
because of their nutrition. So yeah.
And the doctor was threatening to put him on Lipitor,
Oh.
and these products came into our life just at that time.
Oh, wow.
And so I said to Greg, right, you've had a blood test, take these.
So,
And he did, and 2 months later his cholesterol had actually stabilised.
Nice.
And we're
2
just going
months.
2 months, and then it went down 9.2%,
Oh,
and then
wow.
17%,
Wow.
and nothing else changed.
Wow.
And actually, something else that was interesting, he had elevated liver function, which we were a bit shocked about as well, and went back 2 months later back to normal.
Wow, it's
So-
amazing how quickly something can turn around if it's
And
right
it's not
for you.
necessarily going to do that for everyone, but it's just nutrition. Yeah.
I know, that's great. So we will put Denise's number and contact details up on the comments, in the comments.
Good on
Now, I'm really fascinated with network marketing because I used to actually do party plans.
Yeah.
So when I had little kids, I started out selling jewelry, Ooh La La jewelry.
Ooh la
and
la.
then Ooh La La.
Sounds exciting.
Yes, the company actually closed down, and then I started with Lorraine Lee Linen and ended up the district manager for Lorraine Lee Linen. And I found that it was a really great way as a mum with young kids to actually earn an income, work from home, be flexible, and obviously fit in with your partner's hours at work and things like that. So what did you do before you started with going into this full time? Because you were doing it as an additional income when you had your job. So what was your job before you started doing this full time?
I was a health and physical education teacher, and I worked in Tasmania. I started my career down there. Then we moved to the Northern Territory, to Western Australia, back to Tasmania, Northern Territory, and most recently here I taught at Gladstone State High. Just up the road. Yeah.
So do I speak.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just let me bring up my questions because I have a big list here.
So Sunita, do you know Sunita? Is she in GS+?
Sunita,
I think she does something too, doesn't she? What do you?
We've got a lot of people who do different network
Yeah, that's
marketing.
right.
So
I don't know Nigel.
Nigel.
But, I mean, I don't know what Nigel.
Oh, Conrad. Hey, Conrad.
Yeah.
Jack's here. The fit little Jack.
Oh, I know.
Jack and Adam.
21-year-old, 22-year-old now, Jacko, probably, or 23 maybe.
So
it's Jack that I used to teach.
How did? Oh, possibly.
Yeah.
How did you make the transition then from doing it as a side income and then getting to the stage where you were earning enough to quit your full-time job?
Yeah.
What a great question.
That's a great question. So, as you mentioned, I was teaching full time, and I was super busy. I had 2 Year 12 classes, and I never wanted to drop the ball with that, so to speak, as a PE teacher.
Pardon the pun.
Pardon the pun. So I never stopped meeting my requirements as a teacher, marking on the weekends and planning good lessons and that kind of stuff. But this came into my life just totally randomly. And at that same time, Greg, who was my guinea pig for the products, was also the reason I started this because he had just been made redundant for the second time in 3 years. So we came to Gladstone because we were living in the Northern Territory in Gove, and the refinery that Greg was working at closed there, and we had to choose somewhere to go. So we chose Gladstone, or Gladstone chose us, and we came here, and then he was made redundant again. And then I looked at this at Yarwin because he was going to be home for another 8 years while I was still working. And he's worked out, he's a numbers guy, that was 16,000 more hours that I'd still be working. So
Wow.
it was going to be always just a side gig because I was loving teaching still. But then I just got totally addicted to hearing people's stories about their health transformations and about the way that I was able to help mums stay at home with their kids and to help people bring their FIFO husbands home and to help people go part-time instead of full-time. And so I made a decision. So I decided that I was going to leave teaching and do this, and I went to work.
So that would have been an extremely nerve-wracking decision. From a business point of view, you don't really know how you're going to go, but you obviously had to have the belief in yourself just to get the ball rolling and to get it to the stage where you were earning a really good income.
The thing was that there was no risk because it was such a low cost to get into, and I didn't have to change my full-time job until this business was working. And it was when I made the decision and I went to work on the business. Like I was basically, as soon as I got in my car from teaching, then I was on the phone in my car. I turned it into a university, and I learned the skills that I needed. And then
so you mean listening to
podcasts, listening to mindset stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Tony Robbins. Yeah, and getting that mindset right. So when I got home, I was in the really good state and I was uplifted and excited. So who can I help? And then I jump on the phone to my team and new customers and new distributors, and so there was no risk because by the time I finished that year, I was out earning teaching.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
You were out earning.
Yeah. So then I decided to take a 12-month break from teaching with leave without pay, have a backup plan in case it didn't work. So that was
smart idea, backup
yeah.
plan, yeah.
And then in June the following year, the school wanted to know what I was doing. So I went to the school and I had to tick a box whether I was coming back next year or taking more leave. And another teacher said to me, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm going to decide whether I'll take 12 months more leave to keep the door open, And he said, "You'll just be back in 12 months anyway." And I said, "Right, you're right, let's resign." And what I heard then was, burn the boat that took you to the beach, because then you've got no choice.
Yeah.
To make it work.
Love to burn the boat.
Burn the boat.
So there's nothing nothing motivates you more than when you don't have a backup plan.
That's right.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you then quit teaching full time and focused on the business and growing your team. So
and that was a lot to say no to, because I had a permanent position with the government, and in a community like this that's a boom and bust town, and it was in a bust state. Like as you said, that was a risk, and I said I shut the door on that. Yeah.
So as far as the motivation goes, because obviously when you've got a physical job location to go to every day, then you've transitioned then from obviously having the year off. So you had a practice at it before you gave up your backup plan.
Yeah.
But what motivated you in the morning, because you're at home, what motivated you to get up every morning and act like you're at work? Because obviously there's a lot of distraction at work. I hear a lot of people who they can't make a work from home job work because they go, I'll just put a load of washing on, or did you have set hours and a place in your home that was dedicated to that business?
Yeah, have to schedule. Definitely have to schedule. And I part of the way that I start my day is that I wake up in the morning, I throw my legs over the bed, and I have a morning ritual. So my first thing I do is put my 2 feet on the ground and say thank you for today. Then I meditate.
Be grateful.
Absolute gratitude. I do a little bit of exercise. Then I meditate. Then I journal. Then I read, because it's really, really important to read.
Shit, that's
which means no. I set my alarm for 4:45.
Right.
She's a fast reader.
Oh,
I read for 10 minutes. It's amazing. Like if you read 10 minutes every morning, how much you read in a year.
oh, absolutely.
And then I go to the gym for 2 hours. And now it's 8 o'clock. So I'm home by 8 o'clock.
So I'm hearing a lot of flexibility working from home.
Sure.
Flexibility. So.
You get to design every day. That's the thing.
And structure though too. Though.
But you would have.
But I still have structure.
Yeah.
So then when I get home, I schedule half an hour on the business, and then we take our dog for a walk, which is something I used to when I was working. I'd see people walking their dog in the middle of the day, and I go, I want to do that.
Oh,
wow, there's a big motivator.
And then the rest of the day, I schedule in blocks. So I make sure that I have downtime. So my lunch hour is normally spent in our pool or laying next to the pool. But
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of work going on here, considering she's earning what she was earning, out earning her teaching job.
You earn full-time money with part-time hours. That's the clever part about network marketing.
And that is the attraction to network marketing. And like I said, I used to do that myself. So just quickly welcome Lorraine, Big Dool, Joanne, Karen, and Paul. Oh, Karen.
Hey
Karen's local
accountant. Go girl.
H&R Block. So.
Oh, was she?
Oh, he's at the muster.
Oh, good on you.
My daughter's down there, Paul. Keep an eye on her.
No,
she actually messaged me excited last night because Casey Chambers is there this year, and grew up with Casey Chambers. She's so excited. Yeah, she is so excited. So obviously you've got to keep yourself motivated, have scheduled times that you put aside for work, and have obviously the flexibility with working from home to do. As long as you don't get sidetracked with doing all your personal fun things and don't get any work done, obviously that's the challenge with changing over to working from home.
Yeah.
But all about scheduling those slots too.
It's not a risk because I'm aware of that could be the thing. So I actually schedule time in my day to actually put my phone down and walk away.
Schedule down.
And it's just about scheduling, and when you're on, you're on, and when you're off, just step away. Yeah.
No, that's very true with working from home. I actually find when I take my computer home now even and work from home, I get way more done because there's no distractions, and I schedule that time to sit down and make calls and work on my laptop. So
and I'm so passionate about what I do.
I was just about to ask you because that obviously motivates you when you're passionate about your product and everything like that. So you're a team leader. So you started off obviously recruiting people and then built your team, and your team's Team Pearl.
Yep.
I see on Facebook. Team Pearl is the name of her beautiful team.
Yeah.
And I know some people that you've recruited into your team as well.
Can I tell you the story behind Team Pearl before we
start? Yeah, absolutely.
So I grew up in Tasmania, and I've always had a dream to open an oyster bar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, an oyster bar. And it's still my dream, and I think I still do it on my own terms, like in a very small window in Tasmania in summer.
Oh, nice.
And it just kind of came from that. So, the world's your oyster, but it's also a dream of mine to open an oyster bar. So, and Team Pearl just came from that. Yeah.
That's really great. Yeah. And obviously, doing what you're doing now, the job's transient. You can take it with you. If you go to Tasmania, you can continue to do the network marketing and take it anywhere that you go. So that is another attraction.
For a whole month.
Yeah, so she worked from Europe. So,
so how many people in your team?
We have over 270.
Yeah. Big team.
Significant.
Yeah, in not quite 3 years.
So how many of those people need your daily time?
Not many. The thing with this is you become an independent franchisee or an independent partner. So I do some coaching, which is probably going to be a question as well, but I do coaching, but everyone's responsible for their own success. And that's the beauty of this model as well. Like, you show it for yourself, and then the results that you get are a direct indication of the work that you put in as an individual. So
Paul wants you to open the oyster bar. He said, love oysters, do it.
Come down to Tassie, Paul. That's probably where it will be.
So on the team leaders situation that you've got, and you've obviously grown that and built that by promoting. And I know one of your big selling points as far as network marketing is that you don't actually carry any stock.
Yeah.
So when you're choosing working from home and a networking business opportunity, there are businesses where you need to carry stock, but your company direct mails to the customer. So that's obviously an attraction there. So
I don't think I'd do it if you had to have stock.
So what's your view on your leadership, and how do you run a successful and motivated team? Like, how much contact do you need to have? What's the situation as far as your coaching goes, and are there people in your team that need more attention than others?
Definitely, yeah. So my view on leadership is that leaders go first, and my team watch my feet, not my lips. So there's nothing I would do that I would expect my team to do that I'm not prepared to do myself, and I roll my sleeves up and I get in and do the work.
So you lead from the front?
I lead from the front. For example, it's all about building relationships with people. So I go out and build relationships with people online and offline, which we'll talk about later, I'm sure, as well. And it's just our business is all about relationships and like just caring for other people. And my team feel that, and I know what my vision is. I know what my purpose is. My vision came from, it's evolved. It came from, I went to a seminar, and the guy, one of the presenters, got us to draw on a piece of paper a grid with 80 squares on it, which is the average age that people live. And then you've probably heard about this before, and then you had to cross off the squares that you've already had. And I was 54, and I had to cross off 54 squares. And then I saw this section here.
It's a little bit of an awakening, isn't it?
Awakening, and my own father passed away at 76, so he didn't get his 80 squares. So then I went, I want to live my best life with the squares that I have left, and that's what I want to empower other people to do as well. And with that flexibility and freedom, and that's my vision, that's my mission, and my whole team know that. So as a leader, my team know what our vision is, and I know what theirs is, because with coaching them and how I lead a team of people is that I get to know them, and I get to know their families, I get to know what their dreams are, I get to be their dream keeper, and I've got actually their dreams in a book that I put beside my bed that I bless every night before I go to sleep, and my team know that. My team know how much I care about them and love them, and they do it for themselves and they do it for their families because they're clear about what they want.
And I think that's the big thing with leadership we talked about before, where the people that you're leading, they've got different goals to you, they've got different dreams to you, so you can't, and especially in network marketing where they own their individual little businesses underneath you, if you don't know what their goals and visions are, you are basically coaching them in the wrong things, because if you just want them to work to fulfill your dreams and goals, then it won't work.
No, that's right.
So, absolutely not. I love that what you just said then, and to reach your goals, the way you do that is help other people reach theirs, and that's the beauty of network marketing as well.
And I guess being a solution, like when you look at young families where traditionally the father goes out and works, the mum stays home, there's a long period of time usually in the one who stays home and looks after the kids, whether it's the mum or the dad, there's a long period where they're limited as to the ability to go out and work. So you're a bit of a problem solver as far as, giving them a solution to adding to their income by being allowed to work from home and do what you do. And that's one of the attractions to network marketing, is definitely that you can earn a good income and helping them, become more financially secure and all of those things.
And independent. I love what you've raised there, because when my kids were little, I chose not to work. So my superannuation has been impacted by that. And I thought I had enough in superannuation that I was going to, but like when I look at it now, I probably could have lived quite comfortably for about 5 years. And then what?
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it? When you do
as a teacher for 30 years, And then I've got people in the team now who are stay-at-home mums now who are like in their early mid-20s, which I'm so happy that they found this, and just to be able to buy their husband a birthday present for the first time with their own money.
Wow, that's a great feeling. Yeah, that's a really great feeling.
So many different wins.
Welcome, Craig and Tony.
What was more important was you said you actually care enough to know all that stuff,
Yeah.
And we talk about care factor leadership, which is so important, because if you don't have the care factor, all of that behaviour doesn't show up because it's, it's how you feel that drives how you behave, right? So,
And they'd recognise that your team members will recognise how much you do care, and that would drive them to, knowing you're allowing them to achieve their goals and dreams, and that you support that. I mean, there's a lot of people who do this, but for you to write their dreams, that's how important it is for you is to have their dreams written in a book, and that you actually pray over them or whatever every night. That's a really big thing. So
back to motivation, what you're saying about how do you keep a motivated team. Motivation's very fluid, as you know. It doesn't just show up. You have to work on motivation. And the biggest thing I find in a team in a business like this, which is an emotional business, because people will say no to you, and people will go, it's a scam, you're a con artist, whatever it is, because people don't understand this model sometimes.
Didn't you post that the other day? Most people are skeptical of what I do because we've been taught to look for jobs, not opportunities. I took that off Denise's Facebook page when she posted it because I thought that's very true of network marketing.
So true.
Because people think you're annoying them or you're trying to push something down their throat, and there's a really genuine way of doing that and being in that sales role without coming across like that. But sometimes, regardless of the way you come across with what you're trying to offer people, as soon as you say you're in network marketing, it's like, don't talk to me. Yeah, so that's
for me, I look for clues. I look for people who need the benefits of the product, like for people that have health challenges, and there's you don't have to look very far.
No, I was going to say that would be most of the population.
And they're looking for people who what the benefits of what this business could be. So stay-at-home mums, or like I said, people that want to bring their husbands home, or go part-time work, or retire early, like me.
Yeah, oyster farm.
Oyster open,
oyster bar.
And follow their passion. There was a lady the other day who just is a musician, but she's got $50 to her name till next Wednesday. But she wants to pursue her music passion. She needs a vehicle to do that. So this is a great way for her to make an income.
Sorry, you just reminded me of something I didn't write on my questions list. On that, what's the setup cost for your particular business?
$165.
So so when you're talking, she's only got $50 in the account. So
$160.
Yeah, if network marketing is attractive to you, that's one of the important things to consider is the setup costs.
Yeah. That's it for a whole year, and it costs. We worked it out.
And you get Denise for free.
Yeah,
you get Denise for free.
Back to the motivation thing. It's about giving people like the skills as well, because people don't need to know anything to do this. It's an earn as you learn, and it's a teaching business, so that fits really well with what I do. And when you teach people the skills, then they start getting the results, and then the motivation shows up, and they get the results,
and the confidence,
and the belief and the confidence. Then they get the results, and they get really excited, and you celebrate the wins. And
that's right.
Yeah.
So do you offer anything within your team as a motivation? So do you have like monthly challenges within your team and all of that sort of thing?
We have so much fun. We have so many things. We have training online, and don't you love the internet? Every Monday night and Tuesday night and Thursday night, different groups within the team depending on where they're at and what they need. We have coaching through that. I don't watch TV anymore. It just doesn't float my boat. I call it the electronic income reducer because this floats my boat. And changing lives floats my boat.
Income reducer.
Yeah.
And I guess that's important as well, as far as looking at an option for a business. When we're talking about network marketing, you have flexible hours. So you and when you a lot of your target recruitment people you're recruiting, they are stay-at-home mums or they're stay-at-home dads or they're people looking to offset their income and they're doing shift work or whatever. So for you to be able to coach at 7:00 at night or on a weekend,
that's the right time.
It's not set office hours, so you can offer that. And with the flexibility of the internet and Zoom and Skype and all of those sorts of things, you can reach a lot of people of a big demographic in a big geographical area with network marketing.
Like the world.
Yeah, like the world. So
and the world is your oyster.
Yes. And there's your pearls. I just noticed.
I do. That's a thing. Because I've Team Pearl, when I get reach milestones in my business, people give me pearls.
Oh, really?
It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Wow. Well, you need to celebrate your uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
When what you are and who you are. You got to own that shit, right? And tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit about that in the media at the moment about Gary Vee's written about own your uniqueness and own your own brand, and it's about personal branding and what people know you for. So, good on you.
Good lead in to my next question.
What is that?
And one thing Denise is exceptionally good at is her marketing.
Yeah,
so if you send Denise a friend request on Facebook, you will love the constant really positive. And even if you're not part of her team, I find everything you post is positive and inspirational and motivating. And the big thing I've noticed with you, and we've talked a lot, Anton and I've talked a lot about video marketing and Facebook Lives and what it can do for your business. And you do a lot of video, Facebook promotion and lives, I've noticed. So my question was, what do you do to market your business and communicate your brand to the marketplace effectively?
So obviously Facebook is like such a powerful vehicle because there's 2 billion people on it. It's the biggest population in the world. So social media is huge, but I love taking it offline as well. And like I said before, it's about relationships. But as far as marketing goes, people go on Facebook to be entertained, inspired or educated.
Not to be sold to.
Not to be sold to, no. And I'd never, like, if my pages ever spam me, I hope, please tell me.
Actually, I have no, and for feedback's sake, if Denise posts anything about her business, it's factual information about the product that she sells. So it's not a push down your throat. I've never felt that way with you. Even talking to you and Greg in person, you're not, you've got to look at this or try this, it's pretty much you tell people what you've got to offer. You tell them the benefits. You tell them the health improvements you've seen, and you give examples of other people that have had health improvements from it. And that is a really unpushy way of getting your product out there and allowing people to come to you and ask more questions about it without people never wanting to talk to you again, which can happen in network marketing.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why it's got such a bad name, because people, you know, back in the 70s and people go, it's a pyramid scheme, because people were doing it really badly. But it's gone through a whole redevelopment and people are doing it much, much more genuinely. And that's what I want to come across. So my marketing strategy is that I'm authentic and I'm me. So my Facebook page is me. It's not me.
I have no idea, Glenn. Please explain that.
Did we talk about walrus?
So no, I don't think so. So just give us a quick rundown. Do you have like rules with your Facebook marketing? Is it repetition? Is it regular? Like, do you have a set thing where you go, I have to post every day, I have to post every hour? How often do you do your live? Like, is there a set thing, or you just jump on when you feel like it?
Facebook's set up with algorithms these days. There's certain times, you know, you compete with yourself if you put a post on within 3 hours of another one. So Facebook algorithms are an evolving thing, and you never know what's happening there. But for me personally, I choose to put 3 posts on a day: one in the morning, one in the middle of the day, and one in the evening.
Is that including your lives, live videos? Okay.
Yeah. So I add value that way, and it's me. What you see on my Facebook page is me. It's not me as a salesperson. It's me.
Authentic me.
And if you're not doing it that way, then you're not doing it right. You know, I want people to see my vision and my mission and feel that, and feel I genuinely do care about people, because I do. And that comes across in everything that you do. And the other thing I have noticed is both you and Greg, there's never anything negative. You don't post whingy, whiny, I've had a bad day, I've got a sore knee. It's all positive. It's all you're very passionate. Your passion comes across in your videos and in your posts. So, and obviously your passion for your product as well comes across, and the company and your team. So that's a really important thing. I think when people are attracted to you, I think it's because of, you know, that vibe that you give out about things. So I still don't know what the walrus is all about.
Yeah, mate. I think that'd be about $50, I reckon. I reckon if
we're getting a question about the entertainment centre.
Just come around here, mate, just for a sec, if you could, please.
We've got a guest.
Yeah, I do too. I think you do. Well, yeah. Is it any good?
Joe.
Hi, bro. So
you're on live Facebook.
What are you doing here?
We're talking about leadership and life.
Right.
So, Joe, talk us through it, mate. You're going to go to Troy Casadale?
Well, if I can get a ticket and it's not too much.
It's actually on tomorrow night.
Is it on tomorrow? Yeah.
Oh, is that Saturday? Yeah, 24th. Hang on, let me have a look. I'm just looking up the tickets.
Are you busy tomorrow night?
No.
No, good. You're going to take you get a bride, Joe?
No bride. I mean, I'm thinking about asking someone. But yeah.
To marry you or to go to Troy?
First things first.
So we could do a plug if anyone wants to go on a date with this fine young gentleman.
Look at this good-looking horse. Right.
What are you doing anyway? What is this?
So this is we are interviewing Denise. So Denise is into making people a lot healthier.
Yes,
And
yes,
we-
great.
so we thought, Ros and I do a Friday Art Live.
We do this every Friday.
Okay.
where we
I've
talk-
done for over a year.
where we talk leadership.
Donna's just finished setting up.
Yep.
Donna's just over here. We've interviewed Donna before. So anyone that comes past,
Oh,
if they have
is that for
interact
Troy
with us, we
Casadei?
get them on
I think
board.
so,
Oh,
yeah.
you get him, you
Donna,
That's right.
Donna, I think I saw you here. Come over and say hi. I
Hey,
think you just walked in.
Have you got a price for Joe?
Yeah, I'm just looking up the details now for Gladstone.
So you're a country music fan?
Yes, I am,
Country-
absolutely.
It's
Country or
legends
Western?
and the locals, so it's only
I
$28.
like all music, I think.
$28.
$28.
That's a steal.
No way.
Look, price
It's
$28.
not. It could not.
If
be.
you're a pensioner, it's 22.
Oh, okay.
All right. You look way too young to be a pensioner. Good on you.
And
So-
and there's a meal available.
No.
Yeah, beef hot pot and creamy mash for $15.
Bargain.
So that's at the entertainment centre tomorrow
Super
night.
nice.
Troy Casadei.
So what's your favourite Troy Casadei song?
I don't know heaps of his stuff, but Troy, I lived in Brisbane quite near Troy actually.
Did you?
And when I didn't know he was Indigenous actually.
Is he?
I thought he was just tanned. And
He is.
yeah.
He doesn't even look.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was pretty surprised.
Yes, he is.
There you go. Good on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Good on you.
so-
So he's flying the flag for the Indigenous.
I mean, I just noticed him down the local pub, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know he was."
There's so
Indigenous."
much on
There
the
you go.
stuff.
Good
Yeah,
on
so-
you, Joe. Good on you, bro.
I,
So very quickly, Joe, what's leadership mean to you? Have you got a good supervisor? Give him a plug or give her a plug?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of role models of it. Everyone can help you in a lot of ways. So, look, I suppose just take what you can when you can, and try and apply it.
Learn from others.
Absolutely. You can never stop learning.
Joe, well said, my man.
So for $28, you can shout a lady. So
Absolutely.
7:30 tomorrow
You can.
night. If someone's interested, Joe will be waiting out the front here.
Are we going to give her a
Free
shout?
ticket.
Are we-
Watching this?
No. We got about 400 other countries.
Hi, Matthew.
Matt Doyle's on. No, I've only got a few
Oh yeah,
people
so
on the phone.
Donna's just finished setting up for Troy Casadei
Oh, is that
tomorrow.
what she's doing?
Yeah, that's what she's doing up here. I'm sure she walked in before, didn't she?
Yeah, stage set up for Troy Casadei.
Yeah, super live bomb. See, Anton does it all the time. We just pull people out of the crowd. And, so you can probably get a ticket there. The box office is open
Yeah.
now if you want to get a ticket now.
Yeah.
Just tried to get in there.
I wouldn't let you.
Oh, no, maybe they're shut.
Maybe they've shut.
Oh,
early
it's
today.
Friday afternoon.
Yeah, Friday. It's usually they're walking back and forth.
You can buy them
Get
online,
them
though.
online, Joe.
You can buy them
I
online.
might check
Get
that
to-
out.
Yeah.
You better check in with it. Now, are we allowed to give this girl a shout out? Are we allowed to give her first name?
And not just yet, eh?
Right. She
Don't you might ruin it for him, Anton.
Good luck.
She might not turn up.
Good luck, right?
Cheers. Good to see
Enjoy
you.
the show.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
See
you're
you,
welcome.
Thanks, Joe.
That's like the ultimate super live bomb,
Oh,
Greg said.
I know. And
Sorry, Denise.
I got a bloke called Joe, so that's all good. I've
So-
got name.
Yes, you have. Joe Guinea. So we were talking about Facebook marketing, and
Yeah.
so do you do any other types of marketing? Do you have to do much advertising, or is it pretty much Facebook is your main?
The advertising's just like it's like window shopping.
Right.
So the main part of my business is actually reaching out to people. So that's attraction marketing, is the
Yeah,
Facebook
Yeah.
part, and then it's actually forming relationships and caring about people. So that's only one part of it. Yeah.
So I know, Roger, you keep saying the word marketing. To me, it's more exposure.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what Denise does is exposure, and she becomes a product of the product, we say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
all of a sudden,
Well,
people want to know
she's
about
the
product.
face. Yeah, and obviously you using the products and being very open about how much it's improved your health, and
Mm.
you're a walking advertisement
That's
for
right,
the product.
absolutely.
So, and obviously
that-
being honest and believable.
Yeah.
When you're telling people they know you're a genuine person, they know you as a
Right.
person, so that
Definitely.
makes you more believable and the product
Yeah.
more believable because they know you're not
Interesting.
going to just go around telling everyone that it works when in
Yeah.
fact, a lot of products, it's very hard to believe the person that's trying to promote them.
Can I mention something to you? So I've got this great client. I won't give him a shout out. But this guy, and he gives me such good content, such good like words and pearls of wisdom.
Oh, there we
Pearls
go.
of wisdom, there you go.
And so I asked him the other day, what do you want to develop in your leadership style, right? And he said, people keep telling me that I'm not energetic or enthusiastic enough. And I said, oh, okay, talk me through that. So some people like Denise, when they show up, they have this energy and positivity. And he hasn't yet got that. So he's seen as someone who's a bit quiet, right? And he said, Anton, what I'd love to be able to do is show up energetically but authentically.
Yeah.
So he said, I'd love authentic energy. So he says, I haven't quite mastered that yet. So some of us it comes quite natural to. A lot of people want to be energetic and passionate. They just don't know how to do that in a way that's unique to themselves and their own brand and their own personality.
So from your point of view, Anton, being in training, can you teach someone that?
Yes.
Because that's interesting to know. Yeah.
Because it's like
because a lot of people think, it's my personality to be shy and withdrawn, and I will never get out of that. But I believe what you just said, that you can teach people.
You can learn it, eh?
Yeah,
absolutely. And Denise will tell you that the best way to learn it is to actually just find something you're passionate about and pretend that you're going to tell a story about it. This is what This is what we're going to do at our public speaking workshop.
I've told this story before when I was actually a manager for Lorraine Lee Linen, and I was actually talking about this in a training session up in Mackay when I lived there. And I did a presentation where I handed one of the girls a water bottle, and I said, I need you to get up and sell this water bottle to the crowd. And I knew the girl that I'd picked, I knew was really good at coming across authentically. And so she got up there and then...
she did a good job.
Yeah, she sold it to everyone, you know. So I think, and basically the whole crux of the training session was about, it's how you present the product. It's what you say, and it's the mannerisms you use, and the speaking, how you speak. And it wasn't the product. It was actually, if you believe in what you're selling, it's actually, and because you are a likable, authentic, genuine person, then the product will sell itself because people will trust you. And
can I ask you, Ros, too? And from what Denise has said today, it's really, really easy to be enthusiastic when you're not you focused. Right? Yeah. So when you're care factor focused and when you have care factor leadership, you're always actually thinking about someone else, and you think about their needs, their requirements. Actually, even Alison in our office today got a sale over one, so she was chuffed. You know, she said, you got a and she said, it was so much about the other individual. And she said, and I was focused on, they said what they wanted, but it wasn't quite right. So she said, I sort of got down to what they really needed. I can't tell them what they need. I know what that is, so I can sort of point them in the right direction. And all of that whole conversation about how she went around making that sale today was not about her, it was about the other individual. Yeah. And so that's when passion shows up.
Definitely.
When you care enough about helping someone else, you just share that.
And you said that was the crux of you deciding to sell this particular product, because you genuinely believed and saw the results with Greg and his cholesterol going down, his liver function tests improving, and that makes you believe in the product because you've seen it firsthand with someone that you're closest to.
That's right. And it's about 90% of sales these days are about recommendations. So you remember, the last time you went to see a movie is because someone recommended it that you go and see it because they'd seen it, or you go to a restaurant because someone's had a fantastic experience, or a hairdresser. And so referrals way of the present.
And I totally agree, because 90% of my business over 13 years of my real estate sales is repeat and referral business because of recommendations and things like that.
So what's the numbers for us? It's something like it's 50% easier to keep a current, or it's
something like that. There is an actual.
What are the maths?
Quote on the statistics.
About keeping customer and getting customer?
Yeah.
I don't know the actual stats, but that's another thing about network marketing. With this product, people say to me, why is it through this model? It's because we care about our customers. So customer care is like such a high priority for us. They could put it on the shelves at Chemist Warehouse, but they choose not to because there'd be no follow-up care. So my customers
really
have been with me for 3 years, for nearly 3 years now, because I've got a relationship with them, and they tell me about their results, and I know their birthdays, and I add value for them. So we've got programs. It's not just about the products; it's about adding value to their families, and with the programs and the follow-up care and ongoing health coaching and what their goals are, as well as our team.
So that personal attention, and it's like having a relationship with the same doctor for 20 years.
Exactly.
And because you get to... exactly. And because you have a personal connection and you keep communication open with all of those people throughout that time, you also have testimonials from the people that actually sell the product, and you can see the improvement in their health, and you can use those as examples, which again, if they're like you, then people will trust them because they've seen a personal change in the health of that person.
And as on top of that as well, our customers sometimes become our best distributors because they've enjoyed the experience and they've been cared for from day one as a customer, and they know how we roll in our business, so they become distributors, and then they do the same thing for their customers. So it's like a roll-on effect. It's a paid-forward business.
And what Ross just made a great point. Don't be afraid to ask for a referral business.
Well, guess what Alison said to this lady today? She said, anytime you refer someone to us, you get 10% off your price. So in 10 customers' time, our service to you is free.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So, and this lady went, holy crap, are you really going to... Of course we do that. That's what we're going to reward people, because, see, what Ross is saying there, don't be afraid to ask, then please reward people that give you a referral.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm like hiding.
Please, see, my message is please reward people that give you a referral, because they're doing something really special for you, and they're basically being a business development manager for you and going out and doing your thing. So,
well, word of mouth is your best form of free advertising.
Absolutely.
And when people make a recommendation, I think that you don't even know what's going on in the background. You know, you don't. I mean, there's people that have recommended me and they've never bought or sold with me. They just know that I have done something for a friend or a neighbour, and when you see on Facebook when people ask, can anyone recommend a real estate agent, I know people comment and say my name, and I'm thinking, well, how nice is that, because I've never even sold a house.
That's right.
And their comment is something usually like, oh, you know, deal with Ros Waters, she's really lovely.
That's
and
right.
you think,
and then
well,
deal with Zach Guinea too.
Yes. Keep driving past one of Zach's houses.
Oh, do you?
Well, it's in my normal, you know, you have your normal, route that you go, and I go, hi Zach.
So in saying that, Ros, in real estate, so every time you make a sale, do you ask for a referral, or do you say, who else do you know that might sell you? That's what. How does that work for you?
It's nothing in writing. Like a lot of people have, Rate My Agent and all of those sites that you've got to pay to be on. So we don't use Rate My Agent because I think it's a bit of a farce when you have to, as an agent, have to pay to be a member for them to actually say you're the best agent in town. People can find that information for free on realestate.com. They know. But most people I know that are searching for someone, I mean, your house is your biggest asset usually. So the fact that, people will tend to ask their friends, or they will ask the neighbour, who did you sell with, how did you find them? So very, very rarely do people pick someone like a real estate agent just based on I picked you off the internet or out of the phone book. They'll actually want to, and I always say to people, not every agent will be the person for you. You have to have a personal relationship. And especially in the last few years where it has been a really long process. It could be on the market for 2 years. You need to make sure that you've got someone that you actually can connect with and communicate with.
So the message in that is what I'm hearing is that you've got to be on your game all the time. Like every time you have a connection with another human being, you're actually, and I don't know how to word this correctly. I know what I think it is. You're on show, so you have to be memorable. And you have to be memorable in a really positive way so that people actually go away thinking, I remember this dude for something that I got out of it, or do that. And I want more of it, and I'm happy to tell other people about it, because if you have a positive experience, you'll tell 10. You'll only tell 3 people. If you have a shitty experience, you'll tell 10 people.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a real message in that too.
And on that point, I have to say, just thinking back to when I first met you and when I first met Denise, I don't even remember how we officially met on both occasions. I think you and I met at the night out.
You and I met.
That story's never ever going to change.
It'll never get old.
But all I remember is when I first met you both.
Must be genuine.
It was like, these are people I want to spend time with. It was the feeling, when I met you, and it's like, I really like this person. They're positive. Right. They left me with a good feeling.
Nice.
And I think that's the most important thing. And people will remember how you made them feel, not what you said.
So, ask Julie Guinea. The students will never remember what.
How good is her Buzz Lightyear costume, by the way? Sorry, I just say that photo of her on Facebook before book week.
And today she's Maleficent, and I haven't seen if she's posted a photo
That's
yet.
Very true. You do have to
you got to be genuine, bro.
Testimonials.
Ask for testimonials, and you must be genuine. That's exactly right.
True.
So how are we going for time? We've got a bit of time left, but I just wanted to also ask about the career opportunities with network marketing. So who would network marketing most appeal to as a career opportunity? Who do you sort of see as your
That's this year. There's Julie.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
how cute.
Julie Guinea is Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Book week. Go, Julie.
She really gets into book week.
Doesn't she get into book week?
So who would you
That's
talk
the beauty of network marketing. Like for me, I want to attract people in the same season as me who are looking at early retirement or empty nesters, and that's the kind of people that I'm excited to work with. Mind you, I work with everyone, but then there's also, stay-at-home mums. There's people that are successful career people who just want a side gig, and the stats are that in a few years' time, 50% of people will have a side gig because nothing's certain. Like Greg lost his job 2 times in 3 years, and so you've got to create your own future. The pension's not promised, in fact, highly unlikely, probably.
And there's so much instability.
So much instability.
Yeah.
So create your own future, create your own security. So network marketing is really for everyone, but if everyone did it, it wouldn't work.
No.
So it's for people that are looking for the benefits of what network marketing can be. So flexibility, just extra money to go on holidays or whatever they want it to be.
On that, how many people sell your product in town? How many
Here in town?
consultants in town?
I don't know them all, but there's probably about 15 that I know of.
So
At max.
the reason I asked that question, if you had 15 McDonald's in town, we've nearly got 15, but if you had 15 McDonald's in town, it wouldn't be sustainable business. But 15 people in this town can make a good income selling a product through network marketing. And because you can sell to anywhere in the world,
Exactly.
it gives you an income opportunity without having to set up a business and worry about competition.
I think, and it's not about, we're never in competition with each other. We actually collaborate, and even people that aren't in my team, we support. Like Donna's not in my team, Donna Ellis is here, but we've been together, we've collaborated together as well.
How good is that?
But I have to say the percentage of my customers and the percentage of my team is probably 2% closer.
See,
So I was
that's
like,
amazing.
People and all sorts
Well,
of
all around the world. Like my team are now in Canada, in Seattle.
What are you thinking about?
UK, Dubai, like with team all over, and customers worldwide. Yeah.
Sounds like a serial offender.
Lorraine said here.
He
Yeah.
sounds like a serial offender. Who's he? Not
What
sure.
does Greg mean?
I can't remember what we were talking about when he said that.
Great life.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ross.
What I was going to say was, so if that's the way that you and Donna collaborate, is that collaboration as a culture, does that come down from like the dude that owns Juice Plus, or does that filter down through the business?
Absolutely.
Or is that more of a personal thing?
So, it comes from the company. So we've got levels like you were talking about with Lorraine Lee, and our top position in our company is National Marketing Director,
Right.
which I reached in 18 months,
Hey!
which was really exciting,
That's
but also
very exciting.
So I've got collaboration with all the other national marketing directors across Australia, and we work as a big team together, even though we're doing different programs and whatever.
Of course.
So it's definitely encouraged from head
Hey,
office.
Tony.
And the lady, the people that own our company, a couple, Peter and Louise Glennie, both academics, and Louise and Mick Egan, Celine and Mick Egan. Celine used to own Tupperware, Tasmania and New Zealand, and she sold that to buy into this company.
wow.
This is a good thing, right?
And the other thing that's about this company, another reason I chose it, is because they actually care about kids' nutrition and kids' health, which was so close to my heart.
Yeah, wow.
And
Well,
they
it would be
have-
being a phys ed teacher.
Yes, and they have a charity branch which we all donate to called Nutrition Plus, and they put programs in for Indigenous communities and disadvantaged kids. And we also, when adults buy our products, kids get them for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because they've done a children's health study, and the results that they're getting from that are the kids are having less days off school, less visits to the doctor, craving fruits and veggies because what you put in is what you want. And so when adult gets their product, they sponsor a child between 4 and 18 for 4 years for free.
How good is
Bloody
that?
That's amazing.
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
That's enough to
That
buy
is
into
amazing.
just for that reason.
Company with the heart.
Yeah, that's
Company with
amazing.
the
And I love it when
heart.
companies do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
But you
just
can
incredible.
actually see when you hear you talk.
Yeah.
Cultures always starts at the top. It's
Yeah.
changed at the bottom. It starts. It's driven from the top.
They are
Anyone
so
knows that.
generous. Yeah.
And so, you can see the care factor that
Yeah.
you distribute. It actually is demonstrated by people that own business.
And it shows they're actually walking the walk.
Behaviour,
They
not
actually,
just saying.
they're genuinely interested in nutrition, and if they're giving that for free to help children to have
Yeah.
better nutrition,
Yeah.
that's a really big thing. So,
they're congruent. Is what we
Yeah.
call that. So
Yeah.
their behaviour and what they say line up.
welcome, Tony, watching us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my next question, which is very close to my heart, how have you seen the role of women in business change through your network marketing journey?
Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. 80% at least of the women in network marketing that I see in our company as well are women.
80% of the women are women. That's good.
So, sorry, 80% of the people. I knew I said that. Can I just say that? The people in our company are women. We've got men that are smashing it as well, and Greg's one of them. But the role of women in this is just given women empowerment to have their voice, to be, fierce and fearless, and to be seen as influencers. And this is such a vehicle for that, for the people that want to be like that. It's also, I've got people in my team who are women who never had a voice. One lady I met through Facebook, and I hadn't actually met her personally until we went to conference in June in Melbourne, which is a hell of a lot of fun. And she came along. I saw the photos. That's another thing about network marketing. They've been such fun conferences. And this lady, she for the first time, she was terrified to come and meet us, but she came along by herself, and then afterwards she just said, I found my family and I found my voice.
Isn't that great to hear?
We just all cried, we just all bawled our eyes out. So as far as the role of women in business goes, it's such a fantastic platform because it's a caring thing, and women care. Not that men don't, but that's...
Well, they're naturally, I know what you mean,
yeah.
And the thing I found when I was doing Lorraine Lee was exactly that.
Yeah.
And going back to something you said before, that people can start this kind of business without any training or previous experience. So when you offer an opportunity like this to, say, a mum who's at home and had kids straight out of school when they married and all that sort of stuff, they're at home, they have never had any formal skills or qualifications or training in anything. You really see this whole transformation in their personality, and they start gaining skills
and confidence.
And they can be a work from home, stay at home mum, and do it for as many years as they like. And they are actually gaining skills that a lot of people, who go to university never achieve.
That's right.
Because you're walking the walk, walking the talk. You're out there doing it and learning. Even to get up and do public speaking. The biggest thing for me, and my kids will always laugh at this because, my kids are very confident in standing in front of a crowd and presenting and talking to people because they grew up watching me do network marketing. So the fact that I'd have a party out of my mum's in Clermont and they'd sit there and watch me present, they've always been confident. So passing those skills on to your children by what you said, where they're watching what you do, it's an amazing thing to watch that transformation in people and see them come out of their shell and change lives.
On that as well, I was saying about the National Marketing Director, part of reaching that role is you get up on stage and you speak to 1,500 people at a conference, which is absolutely terrifying. But the stories that people share this year, it's always the favourite part of conference because where the people have come from to where they are now to get that position and who they've become to reach that position. For some people, there was a young girl this year, she was only 19, and her background was that she had a drug abuse background, and she's turned that totally around, and now she's the successful young woman in this business, and I have no idea where she's going to take this all. And all of the National Marketing Directors' stories come from some pain and struggle in their life, and it's a vehicle for them.
And like the lady that you just spoke about, I think for some people as well, it's the first time they actually feel like they're part of something important and a family, and you always, and I've been to a heap of conferences with different things, and the fellowship and the feeling of support that you have in network marketing is incredible. People lift you up and they share your joys and your lows, and it's just you can't even explain the feeling of having a team and having that support. And then when you go to conferences, obviously everyone's there to share all the excitement. And
I'm going to have to dash soon, Shane.
That's okay. I just very quickly want to read something else out that Denise put on her page, and it's some statistics regarding network marketing. So 20% of all millionaires in the world made their fortune through network marketing. 20% of all millionaires. 82% of women who make over $100,000 a year did it through network marketing. And the network marketing industry increases by more than 600,000 people every year, and someone starts a home-based business every 10 seconds.
Every 10 seconds.
So that's some statistics I found, and I think that shows that, the reason we wanted to get Denise on and have a talk to her about it, to add to our little business and leadership lives.
Another thing that I'd recommend people watching if they're wondering about network marketing is Eric Worre, GoPro, and Rise of the Entrepreneur. Rise
it.
of the Entrepreneur is just mind blowing.
And I'm going to give our workshop in October a shout out too. So we're going to go and take people away and teach them how to become public speakers.
Definitely. We'll also put the link to. You haven't got? Have you got a Facebook page or just your friend?
Just Denise
So
Ambrose,
we might just put your number up or your email address. So if anyone's
Well, let's
interested in
put a
talking
mobile,
to
04.
Denise,
Do you want to talk to people?
do you want to put your
want
number? Or do you
no,
want-
just contact me. I'm tagged in this video,
Right.
so if
Yeah,
you
so
want to
just
know more,
press,
just
yeah,
reach
press
out.
on the link up
Just
the
press on
top.
my
Just
name,
press on
send me a
Denise's
message,
name, and
yeah.
you can send her a private message if you want any more information about Juice Ros.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
my pleasure.
Coming
Thanks
along.
for asking me.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And thank you, Anton.
Yes.
It's always good.
Thanks to everyone for watching. Anton's got to
Absolutely.
run,
I
and
have.
it's getting
Some dinner on
freezing
the way.
cold.
And on
Yeah.
But have a great
Thanks so
week,
much for
everyone.
inviting me on, guys.
No, that's okay.
Thanks everyone out
I
Thank
there.
invited
you.
myself, but that's okay.
Oh,
Facebook.
I kind of invited. Yeah, we're like she said,
You're allowed to do that.
I would love to interview you and Anton. I said, why don't you come on one of our lives?
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
but thanks for everyone for watching. If you've
Yeah,
got anyone
thank
that's
you.
interested in network marketing, feel free to share the video or
Absolutely.
listen to Anton's podcast.
That's
have a great
right.
week.
We're going to be on podcast. It's going to be up this weekend. Thanks, team. Speak
Thanks,
soon.
guys.
Have fun.
Bye.
Great work, girl. Well done.